Hi guys, Josh here. So today over on the blog, actually 2 days ago, Optimal Body Fitness released a new blog about fiber. Now fiber seems like a pretty simple subject, right? It's in your food, it's whatever. It's actually commonly overlooked. So we're moving through the supplement series over on that blog, and we've now come to fiber. We've gone through omega-3s and different supplements that are probably more prominent in your mind than fiber is when it comes to supplementation for fat loss. But fiber should not be overlooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the basics of what fiber is and how to address it in your diet, and then you can go over to the blog for the specifics and formulas and how to implement it exactly for your needs. Okay? So, first of all, there's two types of fiber, right? Most of us know this. Soluble, which is partially digestible, right? It dissolves in water. And there's insoluble, which doesn't dissolve, right? And it's responsible for improving your digestion and gives stools bulk and pushes it through your system. So it allows you to optimize that regularity, which is essential for detox, right? So fiber is a big one in the detox process. Okay, so that's the very, very basics of it. Now, the benefits of fiber range all across the board. Okay, a whole bunch of different things. But first of all, it's not actually fully absorbed. So when we talk about the thermic effect of food, okay, so everybody thinks that protein has the highest thermic effect of all food, right? About 25% of it is burned off in the digestion process. Well, fiber is actually even higher than that. You only really absorb about 50% of the calories that you get from fiber, okay? So not only is it a satiety booster, so it allows you to stay fuller for longer, but it also gives you a nice thermic effect boost that you can really play with when you're adjusting the finer elements of your nutrition plan, especially in the final phases of fat loss. Okay. Secondly, fiber fights disease. Okay, there is some research, actually a lot of research out there that points to the correlation between higher fiber intakes and optimal fiber intakes help fighting against things like heart disease, cholesterol issues, blood pressure issues, cancer, all these different things. Okay, fiber is connected to improving all of these when you boost your intake to adequate levels if you were lower beforehand. Okay, and finally, it makes life better, right? Less bloating, decreased GI stress, faster fat loss, increased satiety, like I said before, so you're going to feel fuller for longer, which is usually an issue when you're dieting for fat loss, right? You're eating less food. Unless you're training like a beast, like I like to do, train more, eat more, right? But there's certain phases when you always really need to drop everything down, so fiber helps. And finally, less cravings, usually. Okay, unless you got something else going on, the higher your fiber intake, the less you'll tend to crave things because that appetite isn't as high, right? So getting the adequate amount of fiber in your diet, it might not actually be realistic to get the right amount of fiber for you just from whole foods. Okay, so let me explain. You need to try to hit about 14 to 15 grams of fiber per every 1,000 calories that you intake. Okay, so if you're eating 2,000 calories, that's about 30 grams of fiber, which is okay, right? That's not usually that difficult to get if you're eating only fiber-dense foods, right? So now, what if you want to include foods that aren't as dense in fiber or don't take up as much room and things like that, and you're on low calories, like things like sticky rice or foods that are generally just lower in fiber, crackers, whatever. If you're practicing a bit more of a flexible approach, you're not just having beans and peas and all these things at every single meal, we need to have a little bit of flexibility there. So in order to make this realistic and allow for less fibrous foods in the diet and allow you more variety, supplements are a great tool. Okay, so when you're looking at supplementations, you can get all the benefits without stuffing your face and being completely full all the time. Okay, now this is excluding certain people who are on extremely low calorie diets, which you shouldn't be anyway, so talk to me if you are. Okay, but when you're looking for a fiber supplement, look for a blend, or at least get 2 or 3 different products, okay, of different fiber sources and rotate those throughout the day and throughout the week. It prevents your body from adapting, okay, because your body is an adaptive organism and it will adapt to whatever you throw at it. Okay, so how to hit your fiber goals throughout the day? Well, it's pretty simple, right? You need to have various amounts of fruits and vegetables throughout the day, preference on vegetables, all the green stuff, you know what to eat, you know what's higher in fiber, okay? And use a supplement, preferably 2 to 3 different sources, but use that supplement to fill those holes where you're not hitting your fiber goals, right? If you're hitting 3,000 calories and you're supposed to hit 45 grams of fiber, that's going to be a pretty big task. So there's nothing wrong with getting 20 grams of that fiber from a supplement source. In fact, it'll be higher quality than most of what you take in anyways. Okay, now when it comes to fiber, pay attention to how your body actually responds to it. So certain people will not respond very well to an extremely high fiber content. That's when you'll start to feel like the sluggish feeling, bloating, GI stress, right? There's a happy medium. You can get right in the middle there, and things will be much smoother rather than on either side of the spectrum when you're just uncomfortable. Okay? Now, again, here's the tip. Pay attention to your fiber intakes. The lower your calories are, okay, in your foods. And the higher your calories are, if you're in a big bulking mode or whatever, you're eating extremely high amounts of calories, you probably don't need to worry about your fiber intake that much just because of the overall food volume that you're taking in. Okay? So go over and check out the blog for specific formulas and a step-by-step guide on how to optimize fiber intake in your diet and help boost your health and that fat loss process. All right? Now the link is below. Post up comments with any questions you may have, and they will get in there and answer them right away. Okay? So fiber, guys, extremely important. This is the next phase in our supplement series on that blog. Go check it out.